Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show, Red Pill Edition. My name is Leon Jones. In this video, I'm going to talk about relationships and talk about the modern woman. So the title of this video is The Modern Westernized Woman Isn't Interested in Commitment. The modern westernized woman isn't interested in commitment. Now, there are a number of guys out there who have gone red pill and MGTOW. Now, you don't have to be red pill or MGTOW, but what you have to do is understand the female nature. Now, when it comes to this modern day woman, many of them will give you the intent that they are looking for a relationship. And if you don't believe me, you go to the world of online dating. Your Match.com, your Black People Meet, your BB People Meet, your Plenty of Fish. Well, what happens on these dating sites is you have a number of undesirable women who get a flood of emails from men. And a lot of these men are very thirsty men. And what happens is, when it comes to these women, they have so many guys they can choose from. So if you say one thing wrong in your message, you're going to get rejected. Why? Because this modern day woman, particularly on the online dating sites, has a lot of options. And in public, she has a lot of options. Well, to top it all off, social media has built up the undesirable woman. And if you don't believe me, you look on Snapchat, you look on Instagram. But when it comes to dating, a number of women aren't interested in men. They're interested in the attention that they get from men. But too many of you guys thirst for these women. And to be clear, I see a number of men on women's platforms right here on YouTube. Well, one thing I will tell you guys, don't give a woman compliments. Don't validate a woman. And when it comes to the modern day woman, her actions will tell you everything. And you have some who will tell you, I'm not like every other woman. Well, if you're not like every other woman, why don't you have a man? Because I don't need a man. Well, it's not that you don't need a man. You can't get a man. And when it comes to this modern day woman, she's basically obsessed with herself. Again, I'm going back to online dating. And if you look at some of the pictures of women on online dating, they take a lot of pictures, a lot of selfies. Because when it actually comes to love, a number of women don't love you the way you want them to love you. They love themselves. Now they love what they can get from you. But when it comes to this modern day woman, she's not interested in commitment. This is why a number of them love to waste your time. Have you ever been on online dating? You get the phone number from a woman and you talk to her for a long period of time. Well, you're talking to her for a long period of time, and then when you start telling her directly, well, when are we going to get together? She beats around the bush. Well, the reason why she's doing that is because she has no intent on meeting you. In fact, she's probably talking to a number of other guys. And this is what a number of women are doing. And for you guys who are trying to date, you're getting frustrated. Well, the bottom line when it comes to a number of modern day women in general, they're not interested in commitment at all. They will give the appearance. In fact, a number of them want sex just like men do, but they don't want to be classified as whores, although a number of them have a lot of high mileage on that vagina from past relationships. See, when you deal with this modern day woman, you're dealing with a lot of psychological issues. You are dealing with insecurity issues. You're dealing with issues of postpartum depression or post traumatic stress disorders. You're dealing with schizophrenia. You're dealing with Stockholm syndrome. You're dealing with a whole host of mental issues. And the biggest one you're dealing with is denial. And of course, unaccountability. Unaccountability. You see, this modern day woman has been propped up by social media. Because in the past, when there was no social media, a woman had to actually be herself. And it was easy to detect who she really is based on her actions because you had to meet in person. But with the advent of all this social media, women are allowed to go behind the scenes to make themselves be something that they're not. And what they're doing, they are putting on a show for a number of thirsty men because men are validating these women. And the reason why men are validating these women is because a number of these women, a number of these men are very desperate for the attention of women. Guys, if you're going to be a red pill man or a MGTOW, you cannot put women on a pedestal. They do not put you on a pedestal. A number of these women don't love you the way you want them to love you. They're into themselves. They're seeking validation from every man that comes to their page. And all you're doing when you are validating these women, you're giving them more power. This is where the term succubus comes from, because what they're looking to do is to drain you of all of your power, whether it's financial or sexual. This modern day woman has no interest in you. And I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much education you have. I don't care how tall you are. All that you hear from women, it's code speak on what kind of man they really want to drain resources from. But when it comes to men in general, guys, this isn't your fault. Women of today are not interested in committed relationships. In fact, most of them, the minute you have sex with them, that relationship's going to fizzle out. Why? Because that was what their interest is. It's in sex. Many of them, when they have conversations regarding sex, they're telling you that's what they want, and they don't have anything else to bring to the table. And also, when it comes to the used vagina, many of them like to hold on to that used vagina like it's gold. But in the past, we all know many guys have run through it like a train. But if that's all you got, that's your bargaining chip. Even women who have hit the wall believe that they are valuable. But at the end of the day, many of them are married to their jobs, they're married to their families, they're married to their grown kids, they're married to their grandkids, they're married to a whole host of entities. But when it comes to you, they don't want you at all. You're just a resource. You're just a tool. And at the end of the day, you're going to be frustrated. And this is why I tell all of you guys, stay off social media when it comes to looking for women. You are not going to get the woman that you want. Now, if you are truly seeking a woman to settle down with, you must put her through what we call the interview process. And when you do that, you don't put her on a pedestal. You don't give her any compliments on how beautiful she is, because the moment you do that, you're showing your weakness. Furthermore, a number of women with the narcissism issues, the egotism issues, the entitlement issues, think that they're tens, even if they're zeros. But because men have gone through many barriers to get a woman and they end up with no woman, men have been frustrated. Now you have some guys out here who we call incels. Now, are they really incels? I don't know. Now, what I believe is many of them have failed when it comes to seeking women. Now, guys, a number of you aren't failures. It's just that a number of women out here want certain guys. They like to use the Pareto principle. If you don't know what the Pareto principle is the 80-20 rule. You have 80% of the women looking for 20% of the guys. Now, the reason why they want 20% of the guys is because all they have to do is offer the top 10% sex and a lower 10% sex. And all the guys in the middle require something from this modern day woman. And you'll see this modern day woman in all aspects of life. And what I mean all aspects of life, you're going to see her in the hood, you're going to see her in the suburban area, you're going to see her in college, you're going to see her on TV. And if you think about it, most of them are all the same. And when you try to have any type of rationality with them, they don't want to deal with the truth. They want to make it like it's your fault. They want to become victims. But the reason why this woman doesn't want to be committed to anybody is because she wants to sleep around with as many guys as possible. Because she thinks because men have done it, she can do it. Women have to understand that the more penises that enter that vagina, the more it gets stressed out or stretched out. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be any good. And a number of these women enjoy being whores. Point blank. Now, what's in the package right now for a number of guys, you got sex dolls, men have toys as well, and there's something else that's going on too. And I'm going to be the first guy to put this out on a video. When it comes to a lot of guys who are down low, now I don't subject myself to that lifestyle, but I'm going to tell you why some guys are doing it. Guys want a hoe. They figure if they're not going to get it from a woman, they're going to get oral sex and they're going to get anal sex from a man. Again, guys want an ejaculation. And if they're not going to get it from a female, guys are also going to go to a transsexual and get it from them as well. Because to a guy, if you are looking for an ejaculation, you're going to go to a tight hole or a wet hole. And if a woman is not going to give it to a guy, that man or that trainee will give it to a guy. This is why you got a lot of guys who are on a down low. And when it comes to women and commitment, there are a number of women, they're just not interested in commitment. In fact, women will dangle that vagina like it's a carrot so you can continue to pay for it. And when it comes to love, women don't love unconditionally. There are a lot of conditions behind love. And if women were really committed, we wouldn't have a 73% women initiating divorces. Now, I'm not saying this about all women, but I am telling you as a red pill man that a lot of you guys are very, very frustrated because you're trying to put women on a pedestal. You're trying to buy women. You can't buy women. And at the end of the day, a number of women do not want to date men, period. They want to use men. Now, there are a lot of dating coaches out there that are going to give you their point of view. You have to take the information from your dating coaches and the life coaches. You process it any way you want. But at the end of the day, you're your own life coach and you're your own dating coach. And if you are aware of what's going on around you, you can actually see that the juice isn't worth the squeeze. You have a number of women who want you to give them wife treatment while you're dating them. And even when you have sex with them, the type of sex that a number of these women is giving you, it's called shut up sex. It's not great. They just want to utilize that sex as a manipulation tool so you can keep on being their friendly ATM machine by giving them your resources. And as a man, there are a lot of women out there who are here just to waste your time. I don't care how nice or how vindictive, cunning, or conning a number of men are. We are all put in the same box. We're men. We are looked at as second-class citizens. And as a man, if you're dating women, I'm just going to tell you this right now. Don't put all your feelings into that woman. Because trust me, when something better comes along, she's going to go after it. Women are seeking opportunity. They're seeking security. But as a man, you cannot be thirsty. And if you have to sit without sex for a while, that's okay. The object, guys, is you got to look at the cost-benefit analysis. When I say the juice ain't worth the squeeze, it's not worth investing a lot of time into a person that is not going to give you a return on your investment. And too many guys, and I know you young guys want to sow your oats out here. Well, the best way to sow your oats, get yourself a trade. Go to the military. Learn STEM. Have a hobby. Keep yourself busy. And when I say busy, I'm not talking about with entertainment like women. Women love entertainment. They call themselves busy. That's not busy. When I talk about busy, guys, I'm talking about be productive. Utilize all of your negative energy that you probably have from the frustration of dating women. Put it into something positive. Build a business. But you have to understand that when it comes to dating this modern day woman, she's not interested in you. And in fact, you have a number of women who'd rather sleep with other women. That's also happening. But first and foremost, guys, if you don't want to be a victim of any circumstance by a woman, protect yourself when you have sex with them. Don't marry them. The bottom line, if you keep your seed, you keep your power, you keep your money. That's it. Now, are all women like this? No. But there are enough of them to justify what I'm saying. Because women, with all their irresponsible behavior, have a lot of support behind them. The media, the government, education, other women. Men don't have that. And as men, we're required to be responsible. Women aren't. So women use social media, online dating, to trap men. And when I say trap, I'm not talking about getting pregnant. What I'm talking about trap, they use their looks. Because it's easy to hide behind a computer. See, a lot of these women that you are looking at on online dating or social media, you don't know who they really are. Many of them, when they take off that wig, when they take off that makeup, they look hideous. But when they get in front of the camera, what they're doing to waste a man's time, they're utilizing their sexuality. That's why they put on lipstick. This is why they put on makeup. This is why a number of them put on wigs. This is why they put on weave. But at the end of the day, these women don't care anything about you. They do not have a good personality. And they lack character. And if you're going to find anybody in your life, they must have character. They must have a good personality. But when it comes to these women out here, this modern day woman, They think all they have to do is show a little skin. Now, it's going to work for a short time until they hit the wall. And even when they become 35, 45, 55, and 65, they still believe they have it. Well, once they hit the wall and their looks depreciate, then what do they have? Well, then they're going to have to do is go down to Petco and get a couple cats, get some vibrators, or go to church. But when they do that, they try to repackage themselves. But at the end of the day, when it comes to dating this modern day woman, they don't commit to you. In fact, I was listening to a video the other day on Brother Ringo TV. At 10 reasons why women do not commit. You got to go listen to that video. And he also had another video out called Women Don't Aspire to Settle Down. And at the end of the day, as a man, a woman is not looking to settle down with you. She is looking to waste your time. She's looking to drain you of all of her resources. Now, I know this is information that I've said before. You've heard other red pill and MGTOW say it before. You don't need to be red pill and MGTOW. You just have to have common sense. But when it comes to a number of these women out here, guys, you have to be careful. Because a number of these women, they don't want to date you, but they will sure accuse you of rape. They will accuse you of sexual harassment. They will accuse you of anything that's going to benefit them because society protects them. And when you have a lot of elitists in religion, education, media, government, and private sector jobs, as a man, there's no hope for you. This is why you have to opt out of the system. And this is why I chose to become red pill. Now, I'm not saying I want to do without women, but I know a woman's behavior. I know I won't allow myself to get in a position to where she's going to demand me to put her on a pedestal. Because at the end of the day, there are no pedestals. I have a life, not a wife. And you have a number of women who want you to give them that wife treatment while you're dating them. And at the end of the day, it's a lose-lose situation. Now again, if you're a woman who doesn't think like the modern day woman, I'm not talking to you. But if the shoe fits, you wear it. And if you don't like the shoe, you change it. Because at the end of the day, I'm looking out for all the brothers, young and old, who are frustrated when it comes to dating this modern day woman. Now, guys, you also have to take some fault as well, because too many of you are donating to a number of these women's channels, these Instagram pages. You're also giving them the confidence that they don't deserve. You're giving them too many compliments. So women aren't going to give you compliments. Certainly you may have features that they like, but you're only there for a short period of time. In other words, when it comes to these women, modern day women, it's just your turn. Because you have to expect that, for the most part, she's going to be looking for a better option. And she's going to go on down the road. Again, this is what the succubus does. She drains a man of all of his power. And when it comes to dealing with this modern day woman, many of them bring their past to the forefront, and you end up being stressed out. A number of them have a lot of demands, but they don't bring you anything to the table. And just because you've had sex with a woman doesn't mean that you are sexually attracted to her, physically attracted to her, or emotionally attracted to her. She thinks you are. She thinks because she gives you some sex that you're her man. No, You are not her man. See, from her eyes, you don't own her. So, as a man, she doesn't own you. But at the end of the day, guys, be vigilant. Because when it comes to this modern day woman, she's not focused on commitment, and it's going to continue to get worse. So your best option is to go red pill or MGTOW. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Song Radio Show. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, my name is Leon Jones. I'm out.